adored this film so much, and you're just stunning in it. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh. We have so much societal unlearning to do when it comes to female rage. We're so conditioned to reward calm and nice behavior, using harmful language like be a good girl. What has it meant to you creatively and personally to like pay homage to female rage and explore it in this film as like an essential human emotion and not a bad one?
It was very cathartic. It was beautiful to go on this journey with Laura, to start in like the lowest of lows, in like the deepest hole that someone can find themselves in, and end where she ends in the movie. I feel like it's such a satisfying arc to get to play out, and but it's not all just serious, because I had so much fun making this movie, and all the comedic elements of it and the musical elements of it, and it was just such a rich character that I'm so grateful that I got to play. And I feel like I've gotten to do a lot of female rage in my roles, but this one like feels like it's therapeutic, not just for me that lived it, but also for people watching, because I think there's a lot of people that are going to identify with Laura, and that are going to be, cheering her on, and that hopefully will leave the theater feeling like inspired and wanting to like not let anyone trample over them anymore.
Right. Oh my gosh, it's so true. I relate it to her so much. It's so much about finding our own voice and I think that for me too, I love that you bring up the comedy and the musical aspects because tonally, I think it sort of paid homage to sort of female rage and anger as yes, sometimes harmful, sometimes beautiful. So it's just complex. And I think that's why it was the genre is it's so mixed and bended because that's what our emotions are. And I was like, oh, it was a fresh of breath air, like I mean breath of fresh air, excuse me. Um, I mean, let's talk about the musical theater aspect. It was a beautiful love letter, I think, to the arts. I mean, it also pointed out sort of the industry's problematic behaviors as well, which I really
Yeah.
appreciated. Um, you sing so beautifully in it, of course, but like, how did the singing and the musical theater expressions allow you to kind of explore her journey and those complexities in a different way than maybe with the traditional dialogue in the film?
That's why I love musical theater. I love musical theater because it allows for like beautiful metaphors for like the journey that the characters are on, and I think Caroline brilliantly incorporated musical theater into this story. And I mean, it's kind of on the nose, but like also so brilliantly nuanced that Laura loses her voice and then finds her voice as she kind of, you know, as she's coming out of surgery and she cannot sing and is trying to like be able to sing again and literally find her voice again. So it's like a literally and figuratively finding your voice story, and you see the progression as she's kind of regaining confidence in her singing throughout the film.
Yeah. Oh, it's brilliant. I mean, it reminded me so much, not to get too personal, but I was thinking about this the other day when I was a kid and didn't have the tools. I wasn't in therapy yet, and I would just put on music, blast music in my basement and dance when I
Mm.
didn't understand how to process my own emotions. And then how, as you go into adulthood, you kind of lose those cathartic means to kind of express, especially when we don't have the words yet. And I felt like that is what the arts do so beautifully, gives us these tools and through your performance it really reminded me of that, and that was beautiful.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Oh, you have a really powerful and epic moment in this film that I have to bring up, the "It's not okay" scene.
Mm.
Ugh, talk about cathartic. I mean, can you just walk me through filming that, preparing to film that, what it sort of gave you personally and just the process of it because it was so powerful.
Um, it was it was intimidating. That was, I think that there were a couple of scenes that I was scared for in the script, and that was one of them where I was like dreading the day that we had to shoot it because I always get scared of like emotional scenes. And we were also shooting outside. It was like 2 a.m. in a park, and it was freezing cold, and it was raining. And and it was like insane. I was wearing heels and I could not feel my feet. So there was like a lot of things happening that if you're like a genius, you know how to like put them into your performance and use them. But if you're not, which I'm not, they just kind of distract you and take you out. And I'm like, I cannot feel my feet. I am freezing cold. I'm shaking. I'm seeing all like the fucking, like the Sixth Sense. I see dead people smoke. And everything was distracting me. And I was having a really hard time finding that scene. And so it took us a little bit. And then I think asked, I asked Caroline if I could just keep saying it's not okay for as many times as I needed to. And she let me. And so I feel like that's what helped me get, because those are powerful words, after everything that the monster tells her of like, he did this and this and this to you, and it's not okay that you're just like letting him do this to you, and it's not okay that anybody would do that. Like, someone that loves you doesn't do that to the person that he loves, and it's not okay. And so just letting those words really land, and in the scene, because we did it as a oneer, that final like moment, also because we ran out of time, but it just worked out that it ended up being like a beautiful two shot. But I was processing in real time and digesting the words, like,
Yeah.
and sometimes that's what you need to do, just until they really land and they really like hit you in where it hurts. And then, you know I just kind of went for it.
Wow. I'm so glad I asked that question because it's crazy or it's just so interesting because for me, it's like that moment will kind of live in be stored inside of me for a very long time. It's
Mm.
so impactful. And I'm so glad that I mean, I also think it's a testament to the beautiful collaboration and relationship that you had, you know, with Caroline to kind of say, this is what I need and
Yeah.
let's there. And what a lovely experience. And the result is just so powerful. Well, that's
Thank
my time. I could talk about this forever.
thank you so much. I'm so happy that it resonated with you and that you liked it.